What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over my Epc9 that I got from Aero Precision. Every month they do different builder sets that are custom Cerakoted. I got this one a little while ago, so let's jump into it. Like I mentioned, Aero Precision does a different builder set every month. It comes with a lower and upper and a hand guard, and they have different Cerakote companies Cerakote them. So this was one I got from last year. It's called the PA Gazette, and Nevada Cerakote did the Cerakote. Now I've already built out the upper on this, but I kind of want to show you what it looks like. That's the theme. This was a 4th of July builder set in July of last year. I got it in the pistol caliber carbine. You can build these uppers and lowers out at either 9mm or 40 caliber, and they accept Glock magazines. And this one I decided to do a 9mm. So 8 months ago is when this showed up. I had all the parts that I needed to build it out within a month and a half or so. And then I sent a few other things off to Nevada Cerakote to get Cerakoted in the same pattern. I wanted everything to kind of go together good. So I sent off the grip, the pistol brace, and a red dot that I bought for it to get Cerakoted in the same pattern. Little did I know that would take until now. I sent them October 14th and I just got them back today. Today is March 3rd. It took 4.5 months for them to Cerakote it. When I called in October, the initial lead time was 6 to 8 weeks. So with a pile of parts sitting around waiting to build this thing out, I got bored one night and threw together the upper real quick. So the upper is done, but we're gonna jump over to the bench, check out all the parts and pieces I got for this thing, and I'm gonna build it out. Now YouTube won't let me show you that, so I did start a Rumble page a while back, and the install will be on the Rumble page. That's kind of how I'm going to do it when I do installs and builds and stuff like that. I'll have one version of the video for YouTube, and I'll have the full version over at Rumble. I will make sure I link that below in the description, so if you guys want to see me throw this thing together and complete the build, you guys can go over there and watch it. So make sure you go check that out if you want to see that. I'll also have a link in the description that'll take you over to our website that has a full build list of this whole build. That'll have all the parts that I used, and you guys can go over there and check that out if you want. One other thing, I have 2 giveaways going. These are the videos that describe the giveaways. I am giving away a set of night vision sights and a brass back strap for a Walther PDP. Go watch those videos if you're interested. With that stuff out of the way, let's jump over to the bench and I'll show you all the parts I got for this thing, and then I'll throw it together. So here's the builder set, how it comes from Aero Precision, other than the barrel put together. This thing is custom Cerakoted. You can see that it comes with a mag catch already installed and the last round bolt hold open. This thing fits together perfectly, as you would expect. Aero Precision makes quality products and they fit together perfectly, and the pattern that they did on this is pretty cool in my opinion. They've got the flag stripes and kind of the Betsy Ross stars on it, with the join or die snake right here on the front, which looks pretty cool. Same thing on the other side, and flip it over. Now on this side they do have laser etched into the lower the join or die snake, and that's kind of a subtle touch, but it looks pretty sweet to me. So it came with the upper, the lower, and the handguard like I said. All the other parts I purchased separately to build this thing out. If you guys haven't built a pistol caliber carbine, they are one of the funnest guns to build, one of the funnest guns to shoot. So once I rolled up all the parts, I sent a few off to Nevada Cerakote, like I mentioned, to get color matched for this build, since they were the ones that did the Cerakote originally. I sent the pistol grip, the pistol base, and a red dot to them. And this is how they came back. Yeah, the colors are similar, but they don't quite match. You can kind of see some overspray. The gold is a little bit dingier than the gold on the receiver set that I got. It looks like they just didn't take their time to mask things off right, because you can see all the overspray and that the colors don't really match. It's kind of frustrating when you spend your hard-earned money and send something to a company and you're expecting one result and you get it back and it just looks like shoddy workmanship. You can see on this grip that they masked it off, and the lines don't even match up. On the front you can see how the lines match up. Flip it over, they don't even match on the back side. They're uneven. And I get it, some things are random. A lot of stuff on this, as far as lines, is random. But just the color matching is kind of frustrating when you spend, a couple $100 to have them do this. It takes them 4.5 months, and then you get it back and it doesn't even match. Looking at the whole picture, you might not even notice that these don't match perfectly. So for the upper, it came with a 7.3-inch handguard. I went with an 8-inch barrel, and then I did the Epsilon muzzle brake from Aero Precision. The barrel's also from Aero Precision. I think that turned out awesome. The other 9mm PCCs that I have, I've just done like a blast shield. I wanted to try a muzzle brake on this one. And then for the bolt carrier group, I got an Epc 9mm bolt carrier group from Aero Precision. These things are well built. Aero makes great products, as you guys know. So that's the bolt carrier group I went with. And then I went with their breech charging handle. Now any AR-15 charging handle will work on these 9mm pistol caliber carbines, but breech is one that I prefer. They work great, and like I said, they're a quality just like everything else Aero Precision makes. For trigger in this, I chose a Timney PCC trigger. I love Timneys, so that's what I went with. And to finish out the lower parts kit I bought is a Strike Industries enhanced lower parts kit. Yeah, I know I won't be using everything in here because the lower already has a mag catch, and I'm going with an aftermarket trigger and an aftermarket safety selector. But this has all the springs and detents that I'm going to need for this, and I really do like the Strike Industries lower parts kits. For the buffer, I went with an Aero Precision EPC buffer. This is 7.7 ounces, pretty heavy, but this is what they recommend as far as a buffer goes. And then for the buffer spring, I also went with an Aero Precision. This is a 308 carbine length buffer spring. That's what they recommended to pair with that EPC buffer in a 9mm pistol. So I bought that. I've never had any problems with any other Aero Precision buffer system parts in the past, so I'm going to roll with those. And if you guys haven't seen these, this is called a Factor Stiffy. This installs in that pistol brace. The pistol brace I got is the SB PDW pistol brace, and it just installs in the back here, obviously for storage purposes only, because when you're shooting this thing, it's strapped to your arm. But it just installs in the back and keeps that rubber from deforming while you have it in storage. Factor's a great company, they make good products, and this is kind of just one of those things that I put in all of my pistol braces just to keep that rubber from deforming. I've never tried out one of these SB PDW braces, so I'm looking forward to that. All the other ones I have are the SBA3s.
A few moments later.
All right, got this thing together. It turned out pretty good. I ran into a few little issues that I took care of, but this is how it turned out. So I'm not showing you guys the parts on the bench. I was telling you how I sent this grip, this pistol brace, and that red dot to Nevada Cerakote to color match it. It took an extremely long time, 4.5 months, to get them back from the day they received it to the day I got it back, which is ridiculous in my opinion, when the lead time that they gave me when I called before I sent it was 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but up close, the color's like off. You can see, like right here, the gold color. It's like the parts they just did for me got a bunch of overspray on them. It just looks dingy and stuff compared to the receiver set that they did for Aero Precision. I do have some other builder sets that I did from Aero Precision that Nevada Cerakoted. This is one of them that I did a few years ago. Again, with this one I sent the grip and the pistol brace to Nevada Cerakote. The colors on this brace and this grip that I had done are a lot closer matching to the Cerakote on the receiver set than the one I just did. But these are still, I don't know if it's their process or they don't bake them long enough, or I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not a Cerakote expert, but they are a little off. This is like rough. This pistol brace, it's like gritty and a little rough compared to the Cerakote on the gun itself. I know someone in the comments is going to say that's because it's plastic and not metal. This gun I custom built, Cerakoted, had the slide cut and everything. It's a mixture of metal and plastic, and you can see the sheen and the paint is all uniform on that thing. It goes from metal to plastic to metal. It's still got the same sheen. It still looks the same. So I'm not sure what the deal is. The texture's not different. It's nice and smooth on all the surfaces. So that being said, I'm not sure that I'll send anything to them again just because of the experience that I've had personally, but it is what it is. This receiver set that I bought is the enhanced pistol caliber receiver set. So the enhanced portion means it's got a threaded bolt catch, so you're not driving a roll pin over here where the bolt catch goes. It's threaded. The detent that goes in the back for this rear takedown pin is threaded also, so you don't have to try and get that spring lined up and not bent over when you're putting your back plate and stuff on. It's threaded, so you can put the detent in, put the spring in, and then thread in a little set screw to set that in there. One thing to note if you are building one of these kits from Aero Precision, the screw is not included. The one for the bolt catch, it's included with the receiver set. That one is not. And the only way you can get that from Aero Precision is if you buy their lower parts kit. They don't sell just the screw. They only sell it with their lower parts kit. So unless you buy their lower parts kit, you're not going to get that screw. So one, you'll either have to just put your back plate on like normal and run it like that, which I didn't like to do. It's threaded in there and I didn't want that spring binding up. And so what I did is I reached out to Aero Precision trying to buy the screw, but he sent me an email with a link to Amazon for a pack of those screws that are sold on Amazon. So it came in a little pack. It's got 100 of those in there, so I have plenty for anything I'll ever build. But I'll put a link in the build list for those screws so you guys can go to Amazon and buy them. They weren't expensive, but that's how that thing turned out. One thing when you put together your own like this, you want to make sure everything works. The trigger, the safety, everything works how it's supposed to. One thing to note, I did put a couple different triggers in this just to try them out, and I had some issues with a couple. I put a mil-spec trigger in this just when I had laying around. It wouldn't reset when I cycled the bolt. I also did I forgot the brand, another AR trigger. It wouldn't reset also. Then I got this Timney PCC trigger installed. Everything works fine. I was cleaning up, throwing boxes away. Typical guy, I don't read the instructions. In the box with the bolt carrier group is a warning. I didn't even look at it until afterwards, but essentially it says this bolt carrier group may not be compatible with a lot of different triggers. It won't allow the trigger to reset, which is the problem that I was having. It's got their technical support number on here, so you can call if you want to see what kind of triggers will work with this bolt carrier group. But all in all, that turned out pretty well. It looks pretty good. I'm excited to get it out and try it out. The best part is it runs Glock mags, so any double stack Glock mag will go right in and function properly. It's got the last round bolt hold open also, which is nice. So check out those links in the description. Like I said, I will link the Rumble video if you want to see the time lapse I did of putting this thing together. You can go watch that video and go over to my website and check out all the parts and pieces I use. I'll have all those links over there. Make sure you're subscribed, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and we'll check you guys on the next one.